everyone, it's Miss Amanda, and today we're going to be doing a project that I've just been itching to do. I'm so excited and I couldn't wait any longer. So it's super easy to make and it only requires a few things, and the hardest part is waiting for it to dry. So let's get started. So you're probably asking, what on earth are we making? We are making our own Suncatchers, and all you need is some plastic lids. I'm going to use circle ones as long as you have a little tiny ledge, like a little lip to the lid. So then when we use our glue, it stays inside. So of course we're going to need some glue and some food coloring and some toothpicks. It doesn't have to be toothpicks, whatever you want, because we're going to be swirling into our glue. And you'll see what I mean by that in 1 second. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take one of your lids, make sure it's facing the right way, that you're making almost like a little dish, and you're going to put a generous amount of glue. Do keep in mind the more glue that you put, the longer it is going to take to dry. This project can take anywhere from probably 1 to 3 days to dry. I personally have not done this project. This is my first time and I'm so excited, but from what I've looked up, it's going to take a few days. So what you have to make sure is that when you're putting your glue onto your cover, you just want to make sure you cover the surface. So you do want to put a generous amount. I might even take off my top. Put some glue, swirl it around. See if it covers the whole surface of the lid. Okay, so I covered my whole lid with glue. Next thing you're going to take is your food coloring. Depending on how many colors you want to use, you want to put maybe about 1 or 2 drops of food coloring wherever you want inside of your dish or inside of your lid. Now that you have your food coloring inside of your glue, you're going to take your toothpicks and you're going to use your toothpicks to swirl around the colors within the glue. You do not want to overdo this. So it shouldn't take that long, because if you overdo it, you'll probably mix the colors too much and then it will result in a brown color and not so much of a rainbow. The colors are going to start to bleed into each other. So if you do that, maybe you might end up mixing some colors too. So I'm going to go right ahead and I'm just going to swirl around. Okay, so right now it looks pretty cool. I swirled around my colors. Hopefully, ooh, it's going off the edge. Hopefully I didn't overdo it. We're going to find out. And so now I'm really just going to leave this one to dry. I'm going to leave it somewhere safe to make sure it stays like this so my colors aren't moving side to side. It's not going off the ledge. And in the meantime, I'm going to make another one to see how this one comes out. Okay, this is my last one. It looks pretty cool, but it's a lot of mixing, so let's see how it actually comes out. Alrighty, so this is what my Suncatchers look like right now while they're wet. And now I'm going to let them dry for 1 to 3 days or however long it takes. So you'll know it's dry when the edges of your glue are going to start to peel off, and eventually you'll be able to peel them off and you get to make a little hole to hang them up. So let's wait a few days and I'll show you how they come out. Alrighty guys, I'm back for the second part of my Suncatchers video. So the last time you saw, I had just swirled all of my colors onto my glue with a toothpick. I decided to take a picture of what those colors looked like a few hours later once they settled and they started to blend in with each other. So this is what it looks like. Every now and then I would go and look at it to see if it changed. The one that looked like it had like spikes coming out of it, as the glue was still drying and still kind of wet, I did go in and take my toothpick and still try to keep the streaks because they kind of blurred out. It didn't come out as great as I wanted to, but it was still fun to experiment. I put them to dry on Thursday, so that's the day I did them, and I checked on them the next day. They weren't fully dry yet, And then on Saturday, I decided to try to start to peel the edges off, and I did so, and they were pretty cool. This is what they looked like when I just peeled them off and I put them against the window. As I let them sit there, they started to curve inwards, look more and more like a bowl. And I put both of them underneath something. One of them turned completely flat. It worked perfect. And the other one, for some reason, decided to get a little crumply underneath. I'm not really sure what made the difference. Maybe one was more dry than the other. Maybe one had more glue. I'm not sure, so it's up to you if you decide to flatten them out or not. But this is what my, what's on them? This is what my Suncatchers look like now. This is the one that was supposed to look like tie-dye. I didn't really listen to myself when I said not to blend the colors too much because then you get that brown look to them. This is the one that also turned out super flat. And this is the one that turned out a little crumply, but it kind of goes along with the look that it is, all the different colors. You can see that it started to bleed out. Remember, there was a lot of white showing before. Now it's not so much white and it's almost clearish. I also decided to trim some of the edges off from around it that were just a little spiky, a little thin, a little extra. And I just wanted to take it off and make it a little bit of a cleaner edge. So for one of them, I think I want to hang it. And the other one, I think I'm just going to lean it on my kitchen sink, above my kitchen sink, and lean it so the sun can still go through, because that's where I have other Suncatchers. But like I told you, you can grab a hole puncher, whatever you like to punch a hole. I think I want mine to hang. This is a hard decision, which way you want to be the top. All right, I'm gonna have mine hang this way. So I'm gonna go in. I'm going to punch a hole at the top. You might need help from an adult, obviously. Now I have a little hole, and I'm going to take some ribbon, and I'm just going to pull it like right through, and I'm going to tie it. So now you might not have a place really to hang it up this way. I've seen people just do this, and then they literally just tape it to wherever they want. And if you don't want to go through all this trouble, obviously you can be like me, like I did with that I'm going to do with this one, and you can just leave it alone and hang it and tape it just like that, or lean it against something. Do whatever you like. It's your project, you're a Suncatcher, and you get to present it however you want to. So now this is mine. It almost looks like an ornament, and I'm going to keep this one like this. If you want to see what they look like against the window now, I'll show you. So it's actually not too sunny out today, so instead of getting a closer look from the window, I'm going to use my beautiful light that Miss Sarah gave me to give you the same effect as the sun. So up close, you'll see it shine through like this. And then with my tie-dye one, the same exact thing. Pretty cool, right? So that's everything for a Suncatchers video. Make sure to get started now so then you have time to make them, to peel them, and to hang them. Just in time for when the sun comes out. We have some sunnier days ahead in May and in the summer. Have fun!